Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Formula One podcast. The boys are here, they're talking Formula One, talking races gone, races to come, all the news, all the gossip, all that you could possibly want from a Formula One podcast, and more, I think we'll find. Before we get started, please do consider like, share, subscribe, and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. Obviously, the biggest one, share that podcast around, people. If you've got a Formula One fan in your life, send this podcast in their direction. They will love it. Right, let's get started. Here we go. This is CookieCast, straight to the apex.
Hello and welcome to Straight to the Apex F1 and Motorsport podcast. I am the team principal today, Tony and T-Dog. I am with my engineers, Mark and Jimmy. How are we doing?
Fantastic. You?
Good. Not so bad, not so bad, not so bad.
New haircut?
New haircut.
New beard cut?
New beard cut. Not bad. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pardon?
Was it Ash?
Of course. Only. The only guy. The top.
This week we're sponsored by Ash.
I'm seeing him on Saturday.
Fraternity, Beverly, the best. Only the best.
Can you do anything with this?
Yes.
Put a bag on it.
Wow. Great.
Thank you to CookieCast and Andy at CookieCast. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us on all the listening places. And once again, thank you, Andy. As always, we're back. So, China. It was another early one. Shanghai, yes, yeah. I mean, it's on and off the calendar, but let's be honest, it was night and day compared to Australia. Yes, it was a sprint race, but in my opinion, it was absolutely boring as. Can anybody else give me the first impressions?
Started off looking exciting. And then it won.
Put it on. I can't put it on.
I now know how Charlie feels when I say I will last more than 5 minutes.
Wow.
Because that was it. Hamilton wins a sprint race, and everyone's like, it's on. And then it's, oh no, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, we've been very honest about sprint races. There's a certain person that's not a fan, shall I say? Not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
No, Tony's kind of on and off, but mainly not a fan. And when Hamilton qualified pole for the sprint, I thought, Max is second, this is on. Wow. And the Red Bull was absolute dog shit, and Lewis just left him. And then you thought, right, okay, Sunday's going to be good, race, and it was terrible. The Ferraris went backwards, and Red Bull only got fast on hard tyres. George Russell was his annoying self, and the McLarens just fucking did what the McLarens do. One had no brakes.
I actually said to someone this week.
Thank you for joining in.
After the race. And during.
You said what, James? Sorry.
I said to a couple of people at work afterwards that there was more to talk about post race than the actual race itself.
Yeah.
Post race and today's news.
We'll come on to the news in a second. That, I mean, just to come full circle, that's the quickest I've ever fell asleep. watching any race. So that speaks absolute volumes.
Was that sprint or Sunday or both?
No, Sunday, the
Sunday,
proper
right, okay.
race. Literally, it started, not much happened. Alonso broke down. I then woke up to literally woke up to Piastri going around the final corner of lap 56. I just remember opening my eyes, seeing him go around the corner, and it was like, what lap is it? 56. And it was like, Oscar Piastri has won the race. And I'm like, fucking hell, thank God I slept through that shite.
To be honest, they were the more exciting laps as well, the last 2 or 3. And that was because you're sitting there looking at Norris with an 8-second gap between him and Russell, and then it just starts dropping. And on the radio, they go, so your brakes are at critical now. You pretty much don't have a brake pedal anymore. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty flat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's travelling longer. We know it's going to go about a millimetre per lap. The fact that they can predict that and not the weather in Australia tells you everything you need to know. They knew exactly what the problem was. They knew he was chasing Piastri, he was using his brakes, and there was like, Lando, you cannot use your brakes like you are. It's critical now, like stop. And he did, and it was like, yeah, it's getting further. Going to be about a mil a lap.
Yeah, that I think them last few turns when it went to the helmet cam, and you can see the speed he's going at. I think some of them turns he was doing at like 35, 40 miles an hour.
One more lap, and George would have got him definitely. Like easily. Like I think half a lap, and he'd have got him.
It's not even a possibility. It's that was definite.
Yeah.
Interesting. Right. The news. And the big news is that Liam Lawson is no more a Red Bull driver.
Is it official? Because I've seen a lot of unofficial.
What?
Well, I heard it was broke by.
Do you not know this, Jay?
I saw something on my lunch earlier, and it was, we need to talk about the second seat. And it was a picture of Lawson. It said 2 Grand Prix, a picture of Gasly, and it said 18 Grand Prix, and then a picture of Albon and 21 Grand Prix.
Go on.
But now that you said that, I'm now thinking, is that what that was all about?
Go on, Tom. Break it to him live. Break it to him.
It literally every news source that reports on F1 is saying Red Bull are on the verge of dropping Liam Lawson for Yuki Tsunoda before the F1 GP. So it's literally like.
To be honest, I did see something else in the news about Yuki Tsunoda as well. It's been announced that he's going to be replacing Rachel Zelga as the new Snow White for the remake of Snow White.
Is he not playing one of the dwarfs?
Oh, no, they're going to do CGI because I think it's not woke.
You can say that. You can. You fucking can say that.
I can, because Yuki's probably taller than me. I don't know how actually tall he is. He probably is taller than me. Yeah. What? I mean, I've literally looked everywhere, and it's like you said, Tony. It's everywhere, but nothing's confirmed. But let's be honest, with Red Bull, as soon as I start talking about it, it's happening.
I'm really annoyed now. I had loads of jokes planned out for this episode, all around Liam Lawson. It was going to be, Disney are really thankful because he's a bigger flop than the latest fucking releases. Yuki Tsunoda is replacing Rachel Zegler in Snow White. And there was fucking more. And
he's ruined. He's even ruined that for you. He's ruined it.
If Yuki gets in that car and he's dog shit, then it must be the car. It must be the car.
If I was Yuki and they came to me, I'd just be like, no.
What if the swap? I mean, it's Yuki's home Grand Prix. What if the swap and Lawson outperforms Yuki in the Racing Bull? Then what? Then what do they do? What if Yuki's 20th, like Lawson, and Lawson's in the Racing Bull and he's 8th, 9th?
I mean, is it all fair? Like, can we just swap drivers after 2 races? Can we just move people left, right, and centre? Is that right? Is that allowed? Is it
Red Bull,
fair?
Yeah. Helmet's already said if that Racing Bull's quicker than the Red Bull, he'll put Max in it.
But that's not right, is it? It's not fair. You can't. Surely not.
This is what I said last week. I went, effectively, all you're doing is taking the opportunity away from 2 other drivers.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's right, to be honest. And after 2 races, come on.
I mean, if it's a faster car, why don't they just paint the Racing Bull in Red Bull colours and the Red Bull in Racing Bull colours?
Yeah.
No one will ever know. You just say, "Oh, we brought some updates. We brought some updates this weekend, lads. This isn't our car." Meh. No one else knows.
Yeah.
Meh.
But it's almost like Red
Faster though,
Bull
innit?
have 4 cars on the field.
This is the position they're in, and I mean, I didn't realise they paid Sergio Perez off with a boatload of money, like a huge amount of money, more than their catering budget in the cheap scandal.
Oh, yeah. The fucking idiots tied him into another contract halfway through the season. And then was like, nah.
Yeah, I didn't realise they paid him off so much money. He must be sat home in Mexico counting his Mexican dollar, thinking, this dickhead thought it was better than me on Drive to Survive. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
Who'd be a Red Bull fan? Anna, please listen. What's your thoughts? Are you embarrassed to wear the top from Christine Horney now?
You're embarrassing.
Christian Horndog. I still love that. I'm just so gutted that not one of us 3 thought of that term. And then them 2 come on, and straight away they just say it's like, "Aww."
Damn it, James wanted that one. I mean,
just go on to finish.
It's embarrassing, isn't it? Really, for Lawson, for Red Bull, for Max. Like it also proves how well Max is driving. Let's put that out there. We're not the biggest Max Verstappen fans, but we can appreciate. I mean, James is in an orange top like Max Verstappen. It looks like he's supporting him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's papaya.
Oh, that bandwagon.
Yeah, but yeah, what do you guys think?
Not fair. It's embarrassing.
I'm going to sound awful here because I've enjoyed it. I've thought it's funny as fuck what's going on. Because, granted, Drive to Survive, got to take it with a pinch of salt and all this kind of stuff. But Lawson's just a massive dick.
Yes, I agree with that.
He did a lot of shit under the fucking table and behind people's backs to get a position in that car.
He's not come across very well.
Everything he fucking gets, he deserves. It is my opinion of it, because I think it's a dick way of doing it, and the only reason he got that seat is because they saw a dick attitude and thought he's Max 2.0.
Yeah.
When he's not. He's Max from Temu. The attitude, he just doesn't have the fucking talent. So
he's like a Temu, he's like a Temu version,
right. And he's bringing out all these great stats, like he has not come out of Q1 in any qualifying session this season. Now, is it the car? I don't want to take anything away from Max. We have said it. We don't like the guy a lot of the time, but he is a fucking good driver. But is there something with the car?
Well, he started from the pit lane, didn't he, Lawson? I mean, both races. He started from the pit lane, and they said they literally changed everything on that car. And there's a picture of the Red Bull nose. Max has got one version, Lawson's got the other. So straight away, that tells me, well, hang on a minute. Did Lawson have the same nose as Max?
What was it Horner said? Horner tried to put a positive spin on it. Yeah, we changed everything in the car. So we got 56 laps of really good data. Great. 56 laps. How many laps are in that race? Oh, 56.
Yeah.
So you did fuck all then.
They use the Mercedes terminology of last year, the car has got a very small operating window. Max has found it, or is flirting with it, but Liam can't find it. Right? So use Max's and tweak it then.
Max ain't fucking flirting with it.
No.
The interviews we've seen of Max that weekend, they asked him about the racing bulls, and he was like, he said, yeah, they do seem quite fast, or are they actually faster? We don't know. That's him saying my car is slow.
Yeah.
And he even, after qualifying for the sprint, he said, I don't know how the hell I got there. He said that car does not belong in that position, but I'll take it.
He was a second a lap slower than the leaders in the race on Sunday until he put the hard tyres on. A second a lap. That's Max Verstappen that normally had a 35 to 40 second lead.
Yep.
Is this coming back to what we've said? Adrian Newey?
Potentially.
Or is it just a typical kind of Red Bull of they can get a 4-time world champion, but that is all they ever seem to, because I mean that's all they got with Seb. 4 world championships and then he turned to shit.
Yeah. Is it a cycle? Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, any more news? No. Thank you. Resurfaced track, therefore led to an exciting weekend, or so we thought. We'll start on FP1, or practice, between everybody. And everyone knows no one actually watches practice or gives a fuck about practice. But everyone knows Tony still does a few notes about practice, because there might be some hidden gems in there, or so he thinks. Albon, Lawson, and Leclerc hit the gravel, and that is it about practice. Let's move swiftly on.
That was so in depth.
Hey,
the descriptive way you drew the scene, beautiful.
I was hooked.
Sprint quali, guys. Sprint quali. Does anybody have anything for sprint quali?
Leclerc was told to swap with Hamilton, and he was track position, and he was like, "We don't normally do that, guys." That's the only note I've got.
Yeah, we wouldn't. I mean, we've never done that before, but I'll do it. But I'm just as much in the shit as him.
Yeah.
Hamilton pulled through with the pole, followed by Verstappen, Piastri, Leclerc, and Russell. Lando had some brake problems, which continued throughout the weekend. Hamilton was very surprised, like I think everybody else on planet Earth was. What was your thoughts on that? Was you surprised?
Very.
He was surprised, and I don't think he actually knew how that happened. There was no explanation. It was like a miracle from the F1 gods. But anyway, Then the sprint, and it pretty much finished like it did, because it's a sprint. It's just 19 laps. As soon as you get into it, it's over. You can't sleep through it, because as soon as you start to drop off, it's over. All I've got for notes for the sprint is Lando hit some grass. Russell and Russell moved up. Gasly moved up. That's all I've got on the sprint. Anything else?
Piastri got Max.
Yeah.
That
about it. That about it. So, qualifying for the big race. Doohan span, but he still made it to 18th. Bortoleto and Lawson, 19th, 20th. Behrman, 17th. Gasly, 16th. And that was Q1. Q2 was Ocon 11th, Hulkenberg 12th, Alonso 13th, Stroll 14th, Sainz 15th. And that left us with the top 10, which was pretty Oscar, Russell, Norris, Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Hadjar, Antonelli, Tsunoda, and Albon. Yeah, Russell surprisingly getting second there. Oscar Piastri setting the fastest time in qualifying. He was a whole 3 seconds faster than last year when Max Verstappen took the pole. And we didn't mention that Hamilton did the fastest. Did he get the lap record again?
He got the fastest lap record.
Yeah.
So kudos to him. And that was quali. Anything else to add?
Sainz outperformed by Albon again by quite a distance. Albon was 10th. Sainz was knocked out in Q2. What do you make of his comments? Obviously, he was saying that, he was just saying that he's not comfortable in the car. He's struggling. Everyone thought he would absolutely wipe the floor with Albon.
I mean,
is it that kind of? You went from a Red Bull car. Granted, it wasn't Red Bull, but you went from a Red Bull car to Ferrari and to Williams. And no disrespect to Williams, but completely different league altogether. You know, it's like the flip of Russell. Russell went from Williams to Mercedes and managed to make a shite Mercedes look pretty good. But can you do the opposite? Can you go from a Ferrari to Williams and make it look good? I don't know. Has he got to get used to it or what? I mean, Albon's been there for a while. He is looking good.
Yeah, and he struggled. He struggled when he first come in. I mean, he was never going to be out qualified by Logan Sargent. He can't keep it on for 4 corners. But yeah, I mean, did Sainz race also for McLaren for a season and Renault for a season? I think he's been a bit around the houses, hasn't he, Carlos Sainz? But I don't seem to remember him being blistering in either of them. He did okay, but I don't remember him setting the world alight. So you're right. Is he overdriving it? Is he thinking that he's still in the bloody Ferrari and he's going, well, hang on a minute. Or maybe in the Ferrari he was comfortable and he wasn't overdriving it. Now he's got to overdrive it. I think they expected big things from him, but it's race 2. It's coming up to race 3.
And this is it. I mean, all this weekend's really told me is Ferrari do look like they've got something there. Now, normally they pick it up a little further into the season. Are they just picking it up a lot sooner this season?
Yeah.
It was just the post-race stuff that just kind of really kicked them like, well, it's not even like a kick to the face from a horse. It's you've been flipped off like Christopher Reeve.
Anyway, moving on. The race.
Wow.
Lando Norris got a decent start and picks off a Russell. Leclerc also coming. Oh no, not Leclerc. Also, Leclerc clipped his wing because he was bounced off from the curb into his teammate.
Of anyone, you know.
And then continued the most of the race without a end plate. Bortoletti span. Alonso then was out. Something to do with a brake. His brake was on fire.
It was on fire.
Ocon then hit the grass trying to pass somebody. And then we all started to go into the pits and Russell undercut the McLaren. It wasn't too long until they passed them back, though. Ferrari did a swap. And then Behrman decided to storm up the field.
I was going to say we need to talk about him.
On better tyres. Give him that. but still didn't get a driver of the day, which was a travesty. But he drove very well. It was a Drive to Survive episode right there.
He should have got that. I mean, the overtakes he was making were unreal. I mean, always like sliding up on the inside and
in not a great car. Not a great car, really.
Yeah,
exactly.
But it was double points for Haas. Double points. Yuki's wing then broke, his front wing. No collision.
Yeah.
It was just really close to the back of another car. And he got really angry about that for some reason, again, like Yuki does.
Just Yuki.
But I think it was because they said, your nose is broke. And because everyone was like, how? And it was like, oh, it was when he was clipped that. And he went, no, that wasn't Yuki. And then when he comes on the radio, he's like, how is my nose broke? Because he's probably thinking, I ain't hit anything. And then when you watch the replay, it just randomly snapped.
Under load,
under its own, under its own load. It just, ding.
Yeah.
So bloody weird.
Never seen one snap there before, but then they said he might have hit the curbs hard. You don't kind of always follow the car, do you? But it was it was 3/4 of the way down the straight, so it was very odd.
Very odd. But didn't he say something crazy in the actual race as well? I'm trying to find it now. I can't quite remember. That was it. That was it. He said, have we got more power or something? Well, here we are. We want to use more front, and I want to use more front, and they went, we don't want to. And he just replied, well, I want to. And then the team replied, okay, do what you need to do. I mean, okay, whatever. Can't wait for Marco to get him. And Horner's going to have a lovely time managing him as well.
I really hope if they approach him, he just turns around and goes, no.
I think it's gone past that, to be honest. I think he is going to be. I mean, if your boss says, I need you, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because, hi there, James, we're going to promote you to a team but you're doing really well at what you're doing. What do you do? Do you say no? No, I'm happy. I'm happy here, like with less money and
do I get pictures of my boss's wife?
No, fucking let's move on, for fuck's sake.
Well, everyone else has.
Oh, allegedly. Let's move on.
Allegedly.
Max, keeping on Red Bull, Max gets past Leclerc. And that was pretty much it. We've already talked about the brakes of the McLaren being toast. But to go through the final standings, it was Piastri, Norris, Russell, Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, Ocon, Antonelli, Albon, Behrman, Gasly, Stroll, Sainz, Doohan, Hadjar, Lawson, Bortoletti, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, and DNF for Alonso. However, after the race, both Ferraris got disqualified because Charles Leclerc's car was found to be below the minimum weight. Lewis Hamilton's car was found to be in breach of the technical regulations relating to his rearward skid. Thoughts, guys? Thoughts? That's not good. Ferrari.
I mean, Russell was kicked out of a race for exactly the same as Leclerc. We thought we was going to do 2-stop. We did one. Excessive wear on the tyres. I don't know if I'm buying that. I'm not sure I'm buying that. I mean, he had half his wing missing. I know they're allowed to replace it, to get the weight up. But I think they underfueled the Ferraris, and I think that's why they were so slow in the race. And I think the fact that Leclerc had half his wing missing meant that he probably cut through the air a bit better hence he could use a bit more fuel. He was a lot faster than Lewis. Yeah, on the Saturday, Lewis looked a lot faster than him.
But the car's underway after they'd removed the fuel.
Ah, well then, it's not the fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Because it was, I think it's something like 90 kilo it's meant to weigh, something stupid like that. I can't remember. Well, no, sorry, not 90 kilo. It was like 1.5 kilo over the minimum weight. They took the fuel out and it went to 5 grams, half a kilo lighter. Ocon's went the exact same. And then obviously Hamilton, it was the rear skid block.
yeah.
And it's just...
Which we've had before. Again, I think Lewis with Mercedes, excessive wear, the car was run too low. It was it 0.5 mil too low? I think it 0.5 mil.
Yeah, I've got a Leclerc failed because the minimum weight is 800 kilo and his car weighed 799 after 2 litres of fuel was drained.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's
It's
minute.
that. Yeah. And there's got to be rules. I don't get this whole kicking off on Twitter about it. Rules are rules. Unfortunately, they fell the wrong side of it. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. But not a good day for Ferrari.
Not a good day. So that brings us on to really predictions. How did we do, James?
Well, we did shit.
I know we did shit. There was a last-minute change which may have come up trumps. That's all I'm saying.
Felt it. I felt it in
Yeah.
my bosses.
The only thing we all got right was it was a McLaren 1-2.
Yep.
We just got the drivers the wrong way around. So I went Norris, Piastri, Max. I got fuck all. Tony did the same. Also got fuck all, obviously. Mark originally went Norris, Piastri, Max. And then flipped it right at the end and went Piastri, Norris. So he takes home 5 points.
5 points.
The wanker.
A gift.
Going from nothing to actually taking the lead with 5 points. Tony's in second now with 4 points, and I am in third with 3 points. Quickly touching the ladies, like Christian Horner does.
No.
Charlie Norris, Piastri, Russell, and got 1 point for Russell. Beth went Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, and got 3 points for Leclerc.
As Kendrick Lamar would say, that comment from James, not like us.
Not like us. Be humble. That's all I can say.
Be humble. Be humble.
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah. Early. It's weird being so early, Japan. Normally it's later on in the season.
6 o'clock race.
They've only moved it because of the cherry blossom. That's all they've moved it for.
Oh, bloody cherry blossom.
Cherry blossom. I'm the host, so obviously I'll go first. I'm going to go with Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and
hang on. Where are you going? Norris, Piastri.
I want to go Russell Bustle, but I also want to go Max Verstappen. I know Max likes Japan. The Honda Red Bull partnership is at 1. But yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go Max Verstappen. I've gone the same pick 3 times. James, you can go next. Excuse me.
I have gone Norris, Piastri. And I'm going to go Hamilton.
Wow. Gritted teeth, he says, Lewis Hamilton. What about you, Mark?
I've gone Norris, Max,
Wow.
Hamilton.
Wow.
There's a mix-up.
Wow.
I'm in the lead. I might as well, mess around.
We all do it.
Week 3. I'm in the lead. I'm taking it.
I
could just be a Tony and copy one of you guys.
There was a while I was sitting watching that race thinking he's going to get fucking 7 points here. So close. Charlie's.
Okay.
So Charlie has also gone Norris for the win. Piastri second. And Russell third.
Ooh. Whoa.
Charlie's not picking Max is coming to fruition this year, isn't it?
I was going to say it's paying off this year.
Yeah.
And Bev's gone. Nozza for the win. Piastri second. Hammy third.
Norris, Piastri, Hamilton. Just like Mr. James.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Very interesting. Well, I ate my words last week. I said the Ferrari are a disappointment. Then he went on to win the sprint race. But in the actual race, he was still a disappointment. So we'll see. They've now got a big point to prove after that double DQ. Let's be honest, a big point to prove. Incompetent in the first race, double DQ in the second. They have got a point to prove, big time. Now,
yeah.
McLaren are the fastest. Absolutely. Will they continue? Will they have problems? Will Norris make mistakes? Will Oscar make a mistake? Or will he continue? Because if he does well at this race in Japan, it's going to get a bit awkward.
They might start fighting and taking points off each other. Then what do they do?
Could we see an Oscar Piastri be the favourite or become the favourite to win? Could he actually win this? That could be a conversation for next podcast.
Like it.
Depending on the result.
Took us 4 years to fucking finally do one.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else to add, guys, on this week's podcast.
No, it's a nice short one.
Short one. Well, we'll see you on the other side. Japan in 2 weeks' time. Again, thank you, Cookie Cast. We will see you in 2 weeks' time.
I thought it was coming back next week.
Oh, if you want.
Yeah. Well, you've just ended with the Piastri thing. Let's talk next week. Let's go for it.
Let's talk next week then. Right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Cheers, boys.
See you soon. Goodbye.
See you later, guys. Love you.
So there you go. What do you think of that? Another one done. Another one gone. More to look forward to, though. Plenty more to look forward to. Big thank you for watching. Big thank you for listening. Big thank you for being here. Before you leave us, do consider like, share, subscribe, and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review, and check out the website, thecookiecast.com. There we have social media links and an email button for you to get in touch with us. That's it for this one. Until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
This has been another episode of CookieCast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share and subscribe.